hopefully the picture is good. It looks like we got a field of view. Um, howdy, everybody. Here, I'm just going to turn that down a little bit for now. There we go. Okay. But, hi there. Hopefully there wasn't any confusion. Usually, because it's about to be Labor weekend. And, well, I guess technically it is.
It is Labor Day weekend.
Usually that's when we do the OPET festival, but because it's like boom, September 1, here you go. Back when I was, trying to figure out the calendar, I said, well, let's push it to the later part of, OPET season. So that's officially going to be next week. But we'll finish off tonight, with kind of a nod. We'll say some prayers or maybe play something cool, whatever to kind of, get officially mark the beginning of OPET season, because in ancient times that festival was like nearly 2 weeks long to begin with, and by later periods it had stretched to nearly a month. So kind of like how here people start doing Christmas stuff around Thanksgiving, so no reason to confine it to just one day. But hopefully everybody is doing well. I have to say thanks for the weather not being, a million degrees outside. It's actually been pleasant, and so I've turned the fan down a little bit. So, hopefully we won't have the candles, trying to blow out on us. So, howdy, everybody. Okay, so sarcastic. The stream is buffering a little bit for you. Okay, but Rob and Penn and so in other places it's doing okay. Okay, so sarcastic. I guess wherever you're at, there's some issues. Well, I don't know. Should we go really slow, or would?
No, I suggest he go really fast and just watch it again later.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's go ahead and yes, sir. Oh, and you can't really see it on the camera, but I actually have an extra plate full of offerings. Some things I picked up from the Middle Eastern grocery store, and I have to show these off. I finally managed to get some of these on the offering plate first, because these chips are so good. They never make it this far. And what else is cool about these? Okay, Tiger brand chips. I don't know if you'd be able to see it from here, but it says, let me see if I can get it here. If it'll focus. I don't know if it'll focus on the logo, but Egypt Foods. These are Egyptian potato chips. They're made in Egypt. And they're lime and coriander flavored. These things are delicious. So they finally made it to the offering plate. So, it's something fun to look for if you're ever, at a Middle Eastern grocery. And the fact that they're actually from Egypt is just, that much cooler. So. Okay. Oh, cool. So, hopefully Sarcastic's buffering issue has been fixed, and you saw the big blurry logo for the Egyptian potato chips. But like I said, I had to show that off. That was like super neat factor.
Apparently, he made his offering to the wizard.
Oh yeah.
Reference. The Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
Yeah, I was about to say it's a reference to Aqua Teen Hunger Force. If anybody caught that show. Shoot, that ran. Didn't that show first start around, like 2003?
I don't know.
I guess it's close to 20 years old by now, which is.
I know, which is freakish.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's go ahead and get ourselves ready. Excuse me. You must be thinking something. There's a slight smile on your face, Darren. Like there's some kind of amusing thought bubbling. But okay, I'll try not to scare it away. These cool waters are upon my hands. They purify me, as Technique purifies me. Hail unto you, and unto we come unto you without falsehood and without evil. Our purity is upon our hands. Our purity is within our hearts. The cold waters return. And we have cast out all evil that pertains to us. We are pure. We are pure. We are pure. We are pure.
That stuff is cold.
Yeah, isn't it great to like not be so hot? So that's how
y'all ought to be proud. I edited my language for that. There ain't some super things involved. I'm gonna be mad.
No, that water is it's just been there. That's just what happens when the ambient temperature finally gets back down.
That's the lie she tells every week.
Hey, you can ask these guys. I haven't done nothing to it.
They've been bought.
Oh, they've been bought.
Yes, the ambient temperature has gone down tremendously.
Yeah. Yes, and I point over to my shelf full of Transformers. I'm like, you can ask these guys. And he says, no, they've been bought. So you're saying they wouldn't tell on me?
I'm saying it's highly unlikely.
Okay. Yes, and we have this week there's been several feast days, and one of them, see, Anubis actually has a couple of shindigs in early September, and so it's like Amun isn't the only one having a party this time of year. So is Anubis. And so we're honoring it. Officially, the feast is the robing of Anubis. But, I said, well, should we get him undressed and then redress him? But I wasn't able to do that. But he's here. And then we have a feast for Neat and then also for Osiris. And, of course, in Sais, Neat's home capital, she was regarded as the mother of Osiris. So there's kind of a regional variation. So you have the whole family get together here, you could say. And now we can light the Eye of Horus for them. Come in peace. Bright Eye of Horus, come in peace. Receive the light.
Receive the light.
The Eye of Horus shines like Ra in the twin horizons, and evil hides in fear of it. Receive the light.
Receive
the light.
The Eye of Horus destroys the enemies of Ra in all of their abodes, till none remain. Receive the light.
Receive the light.
The Eye of Horus comes to the four corners of the world, to everyone who is tuning in with us now and will be joining us in the future. This Eye of Horus comes, and we are purified with it. Receive the light.
Receive the light.
You arise in the Akhet as Khepri, O Ra, spreading your light upon the earth. You set in peace in the mountains of Manu as a tomb, bringing your light to Duat. Shine upon earth as you do in heaven and Duat. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who came from noon at the first time, for such is your uniqueness. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who placed Hu at your left side, for such are the words you commanded. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who placed Sia at your right side, for such is your great wisdom. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, whose Hika goes before you, for such is your ability. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who rules with Ma'at upon your brow, for such is your righteousness. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, and hail and praise unto you, O Anapu. He in his wrappings, Neat, mistress of Sais, and Oser, foremost of the Westerners. Hail and praise unto you, O Unutritor, you lords of love and lords of life. Grant us life, well-being, and health. May our eyes perceive your goodness, and our hearts receive your wisdom. May you shine upon us as you traverse the sky, that we may bring to you Ma'at and cast out Svet. And may you guard us from the evil one through the dark hours of the night, your protection being before us and your strength being within us. And we've had requests for prayers for healing, so we will light our candle for Sekhmet. If I can get that, there we go. And for Mahes, there was, of course, the hurricane that passed through earlier this week. So we thank Mahes for it not lingering and being worse than it was, and ask for protection to make sure that any other storms to come this year will be brief, with hopefully with no loss of life. Things can be replaced, people cannot. Take these, your cool waters, which are the inundation, that they may cool your hearts. Oh, yeah, no, sure. These waters are the eye of Horus, that your hearts may be refreshed. Milk, milk, may you taste it in your shrine. May your hearts be refreshed with it. We bring you this milk from the great flood, O Unutritor, that you may be purified with it. We give you incense. We give you incense, great purity. This incense is the eye of Horus. Its fragrance comes to you. It cleanses you. It adorns you. It takes its place upon your hands. Oyonachuru, we give to you this eye of Horus. Its fragrance comes to you. Yep. Take this, your bread on which gods live. Lift it to your faces and be at peace with it. The gardens prosper and Hapi rejoices, overflowing with his meal. We fill the eye of Horus for you with wine, O Ra, O Yunuchuru. Drink and be pure. The doors of heaven and the doors of earth are open with libations for you within this house. May your faces be refreshed with your libations, your wine and your water. Pure, pure is Ra Horaketi within his house. Pure, pure is Anapu within his wrappings, within his house. Pure, pure is Neat, mistress of Sais, within her house. Pure, pure is Osa Kentiamentiu within his house. Pure are the cause of all of these gods with this good myrrh that is given. Jehuti proclaims it. It is written in his house of sacred words. Hapi gives in abundance. Thousands of offerings, all things good and pure. For Rahorketi, for Anapu, Nit, Osir, in every place that their immortal cause dwell. Come to your body, O Rahorketi. Come to your body, O Anapu, O Nit, O Osir. Come to your bodies, O Yunuchuru, and come to your invocation. Come unto us, your servants, who are mindful of your feasts and your offerings. Bring your power, your hika, your honor, and your ba to these, your offerings, and partake of them. There we go. Come, O people. Raise these offerings before the faces of these gods. Lift the offerings before Ra, before Anapu, before Nit, before Osir. All life comes from them. All health comes from them. All stability comes from them. All good fortune comes from them, as it has since the first time. Ora Haraketi, and your son, the Osir Nisu Nebkapru Ra. Your foes retreat from you. Horus turns himself to his eye. Turn yourselves to these, your offerings, and receive them from our hands. from the table of the gods to the table of the blessed dead. We light this candle that it may be the eye of Horus that lights their way into light. And we pour these cool waters from the table of Osiris, that their hearts may be refreshed. Get close. Porekaru, ta henkets, ka kau abdu senachirahat, kut nibet nafret wabedanket nacharim, and kau and akupu nibu, ma kere nibu hir nachra. A voice offering, bread and beer, 1,000 of beef and fowl, incense, oils, and all good and pure things on which a God lives, for the cause of all of these blessed dead. True voice before the great God. And apparently today, that would include the guitarist for Dire Straits. Wasn't that Money for Nothing?
Amongst many things, but yes.
Yes, Money for, because I'm thinking Money.
Not to be confused with the lead singer, Mark Knopfler. He's still here.
Yeah. But you know, but that guitar riff, you know, that the beginning, that would have been the person behind that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just keep thinking, you know, because go look up the video for Money for Nothing by Dire Straits, because that is a grand example of early 1980s 3D animation.
And it's still the best animation ever.
I know you're being sarcastic, but yeah.
It's better than Akira, people.
Well, it's just it's one of those things that, you know, it's worth seeing so you can see kind of, you know, how far 3D animation has come. But you know, and how surreal MTV has always been.
I'm sorry.
It's all right, Lulu. Grief takes time. It's no rush. So, I'm just gonna peek over here and see all the wonderful food icons. Okay, and Robin Penn asked for prayers for the souls of the members of my family who have passed. Though I don't want contact with them, I wish them healing and safe journeys in the afterlife. Absolutely. Oh goodness, and Wolf says, your grandpa just found out he has advanced bone cancer in his shoulders and spine. Oh man.
Oh, my sympathies, man.
Oh, I know.
Love him while you got him. That's all I can say.
Okay, and Sarcastic passes on hugs for you. And okay, Divine QJ, advice on starting. Are you just talking about getting started in your practice? As well, I mean, you know, tuning in with us, that's one way.
The first thing I would recommend is walk like an Egyptian.
Well,
after watching us, of course.
Right. Actually, that is my ringtone for several friends who are Kemetic that, you know, I have their phone number, and they have mine. But that's their ringtone. Is the song "Walk Like an Egyptian"? But Yeah, subscribe to this channel. I always try to put out helpful information. And there's also the Discord. Yeah, start it on your Kemetic path. Read, ask questions, and just try things out.
Yeah, read, ask questions, and be here.
Yeah, and listen to your intuition. It'll guide you. The which deities you feel a pull towards, and that can change as you go along too, because it's funny, and what makes sense, especially since we're honoring Anubis tonight, Anapu. A lot of people start out with him, but it makes sense because initiations are one of the things that he's associated with. Pop culture thinks he's just the god of the dead. Now, the mummification and the funerary rites were the ultimate initiation into the next world. But he also, was. We think that he might have had a role as like the divine crown prince. And when you think about it, he's also a son of Osiris. Of course, Horus is the one who inherited the throne, but
wasn't one of the royal child is how it was written, I think.
Yeah. The name for the royal child was written as Anapu, and it was a pun with Anapu. So there was a connection with that, and so kind of makes sense. And if you think about that, how many people, they kind of get started because Anubis brings them to it, and of course he was very popular in the Roman period. When you had the Isis mystery religion that spread across the Mediterranean, and Anubis was kind of conflated with Hermes, so you had Hermanubis, and there are statues of Hermanubis with a canine head, but with armor like a Roman centurion. So that's how it kind of adapted and took on a local flavor, and that traveled throughout the Roman Empire. So, that's something a lot of people didn't seem to like that point that I made. But if you have ancestry that traces to former Roman territories like Gaul, and stuff like that, then that became part of the pagan landscape there too. So,
which means they would be technically correct, which is the
best kind of correct. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, and Sarcastic has a link to the Discord. Yes, and cool. And Divine QJ, I have two books about the Egyptian gods. That's a good start. You never can't have too many, although some are better than others. And of course, one of the things that we love doing is reviewing the bad ones. And hopefully you guys enjoyed my last video, which talked about a couple of really, really wacky books. But yeah, so feel free to ask questions as we're going along. Of course, what we're about to do right now is offer Ma'at, and the prayer that we have with the 8 Ma'ats. That's not a strictly Reconstructionist practice. We've kind of interpreted it because the 42 declarations of innocence actually kind of they varied a little bit depending on which copy of that chapter of the Book of the Dead you're looking at. But by combining them into 8, that's another number that has importance in Kemetic belief, and so that's something that it's a little more user friendly, but it covers all the major points. So that's what we're about to do now. And so we come unto you, O Ra, as Jehuti comes, our hands joined under Ma'at. Ma'at has come to be with you in every place where you are. An offering of Ma'at is made unto you, that your heart may be pleased and your Ka shall live. Truly, your need has Ma'at, for they know you live in her. The Aeneid says unto you, your word is law, eternally. The Sphet is cast out by your word. Rejoicing is yours every day. Ma'at has taken her place in your shrine. And may we always act with gentility and compassion, for such is the first Ma'at. May we always offer charity and hospitality, for such is the second Ma'at. May we always respect consent and fidelity, for such is the third Ma'at. May we always avoid violence and promote wellness, for such is the fourth Ma'at. May we always speak words of truth, for such is the fifth Ma'at. May we always promote the public good, for such is the sixth Ma'at. May we always act humbly and with temperance, for such is the seventh Ma'at. May we always honor our gods and respect others, for such is the eighth Ma'at. May we uphold Ma'at like Jehuti, that we may witness Ra's perfection every day.
Danger, danger, moving, moving.
Yeah, I was going to say, nothing sounds like the beep on a wheelchair but that.
Yes.
Yeah, but so I heard that and I'm like, I know that sound.
Yes.
But oh yes, and we had some other requests for prayers. There's a friend on he has a Facebook group for like altars and things like that, and he had a Hindu spiritual teacher who passed away. I think this is actually their anniversary, but he passed on a request for prayers for his teacher, and of course Jory figured out he has pneumonia. Is waiting to get antibiotics so he can start feeling better, and we want him and his family to get to feeling better. And
better times in general.
Yeah. And prayers for things to start turning around, because people have had a really tough time. It's been a very, very tough season, and so the weather started to turn, and we pray that with it, there's a turn in fortune for the better. So we'll go ahead. I got a request also for a cookie, so we're going to start with one for everybody, and then we'll get Setas, and then I'm seeing some cookie icons down here, so we'll go down the list. But and one other thing, I figured I would show this, because in places like Egypt, that especially in ancient times, they didn't have tables like we do, and a lot of times what you had was like a dish or a platter or something set on a stand. And to create that effect, this is actually a platter. I picked it up from the Middle Eastern grocery. They have lots of cool things like this, for serving trays, and of course, because they're big tea drinkers over there, you can get nifty tea trays and things like that. And this is a candle stand, basically. I got it on clearance, so you can create sort of a recon offering table this way. Trick is, you've got to be very careful with where you put this on here so that it stays balanced, because otherwise you can have that thing tip over. So that's the one thing you have to watch for if you go this route, is make sure it's on solid ground, that your candle stand is stable, and then when you put the tray on there, don't let go of it until you know that everything is balanced, because otherwise you could be sorry. So there we go. Practical altar tip for the week. So let's start with our first cookie. And for those who are tuning in after the fact, this one is for you too. Okay. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things unseen. So to read it one more time. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things unseen. And that is for everyone. So I'll put that one right there.
Seems like a nice one.
Mm-hmm.
About for everybody.
Well, what's interesting, I saved the ones from like the last couple of weeks. And so like the last one, the last couple of them, the greatest test of courage on earth is to bear defeat without losing heart. And then the next one, no one ever became great by imitation. So then our one for tonight, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things unseen. So I think overall you put that together and it's a message of, yes, things have been tough, but don't give up. Don't try to be something you're not. And faith is what gets you through when you can't spell it out and in so many words, but you feel it, it's there. Substance of things hoped for. Evidence of things unseen. Okay, so Sada had a request for one. Here we go. And we'll probably have to pass that one on for her. What I'll do is I'll take a picture of it and send that to her. You will have an exciting business adventure. And there's some context there. I won't share that, but poor thing. She's probably going to roll her eyes at that one. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to set it over here. And we also have some hymns that we need to read. But we will do that because we're going to read for the deities that we have at the center of our altar tonight. But we'll finish off with some things for Amen, in anticipation of the Opet. But we'll start with the cookies up here. So, okay, cool. We got some Discord cookie request from Mrs. Jackal, Love Deluxe, Juniper, and Ori. And I said, Divine QJ, I see you've got one down at the bottom. No, it's sarcastic. I wish my town had a Middle Eastern grocery store. Sounds like they have some good stuff. Yeah. Well, where are you close to? Because most of your like mid-sized to bigger towns, and especially if there's a town that has like a university, or a hospital, something like that. Because it turns out there's one down in Lake Charles. We found that out when we went to go help his mom with things back in January, and appropriately, it's right next to the university there. So, it makes sense that where you have a lot of folks from the international community coming in, so that would be the first place I would suggest looking. But all right, so Mrs. Jackal and then Love Deluxe. So okay. So for Mrs. Jackal. A closed mind is like a closed book. So that's for Mrs. Jackal. A closed mind is like a closed book. The Love Deluxe. A short pencil is usually better than a long memory any day. So that's for Love Deluxe. A short pencil is usually better than a long memory any day. Sounds like a suggestion to just let some things go and just don't remember it. That pencil has run out of lead. Just let it be. So okay, next is Juniper. Juniper, soon you will be sitting on top of the world. Sounds like good news to me. So tell Juniper, soon you will be sitting on top of the world. And for Ori. Interesting. Infinite patience produces immediate results. So for Ori, infinite patience produces immediate results. In other words, be patient like you don't care if it's going to take forever, because then, you'll relax, things will align, and boom, it'll be right there. Infinite patience produces immediate results. Okay, so those were our Discord requests. So now, Robin Penn and then Sarcastic. Okay, Robin. Stop worrying and take a chance. Wow. Robin Penn, somebody just told you, stop worrying and take a chance. And then Sarcastic and then Vesper. Okay, Sarcastic. Focus your attention. I think somebody just called you out. Sarcastic. Focus your attention. All right, now Vesper. There we are. Okay, Vesper. Believe in yourself and others will too. There you go, Vesper. Believe in yourself and others will too. Okay. Okay, and Divine QJs has been trying to find a job, and may I have a prayer, please, and thank you. Absolutely. And you know what? Osiris seems to be a good one for that. So, and Miss Jackal would like a prayer for the poor coyote she saw by the side of the road. And I understand that because we see them sometimes too. So, to Anapu, the Prince of Canines, may he take home that yodi. May there be lots of sniffing and wagging of tails. Okay. So Kit Fox and Sebekekaway. All righty. Oh, Kit Fox says, may my brother Reese have one too, please. Sure. And Rathama in the Discord would like one. Okay. And alrighty. And the Sarcastic says, we have an Asian grocery. Maybe it's a regional thing. Well, we have those around here too. But probably because you do have a lot of folks who their families hail from parts of Asia in the Pacific Northwest and actually on the Pacific. I mean, it makes sense. It's right on the other side of the pond, if you will. So yeah. But there's I'm sure there's one somewhere. But if not, hey, I network. Tell us what you want. We'll see what we can find from the groceries around here. But yeah, yeah. Sarana, I too would like a prayer for a job. Absolutely. Well, I tell you what, let's get through our cookies and then we'll read some hymns and some prayers and we will ask for those things. But yeah, we're at Kit Fox and Sebekekaway. Kit Fox. Sweet memories are the paradise of the mind. So Kit Fox, that was for you. And now for Sebekekaway. Nope. Boom. That was easy. It is better to ask some questions than to know all the answers. Okay, so Kit Fox. Sweet memories are the paradise of the mind. And Sebekekaway. It is better to ask some questions than to know all the answers. Again, rather like a saying that I read once. He who asks a question is a fool for 5 minutes. He who does not ask a question is a fool forever. Okay. The prayer request for my friend's mother again, still fighting strongly, and my mother's friend who recently passed, may she be at peace now. And a cookie for me as well. Absolutely. So, and hello, Lunar. And then Thralo, welcome back. So we're going to start with B, then go to Lunar, and then Thralo. Okay. So B. B. Study and prepare yourself, and one day your day will come. Study and prepare yourself, and one day your day will come. So your opportunity is going to come, but you've got to study and prepare yourself first. So you can take that. So this sounds like an opportunity. So study and prepare yourself, and one day your day will come. So that was B. And then lunar. Lunar. Wisdom comes from experience. And how do you get experience? You go out and do. But the fortune says wisdom comes from experience. So I think that's their way of saying go out and just do. You will gain the wisdom. Okay, Thralo, and then for Reese, Kit Fox's brother. So start with Thralo. There we go. Okay. So, Thralo, before you receive, you must give. Before you receive, you must give. Thralo, that was for you. And let me scroll down just a little bit here. For Reese, hope I'm saying that right. Oh, that's very, very kind. Thank you, Vesper. May everyone receive what they need and wish for this week. So, all right. For Reese. Okay, so Kit Fox, pass this on for Reese. Be yourself, and you'll feel at home anywhere. Be yourself, and you'll feel at home anywhere. Okay, and Rathama in the Discord. Parathama, you will learn something new every day. You will learn something new every day. And really, that's what you're supposed to do. You learn something new every day. That's for Rathama. And for Divine QJ. And then Mary Wet, and then Serrano. Okay. So Divine QJ, and welcome. So I know you were asking questions about how to get started. Oh. So Divine QJ. Suppressing a moment of anger may save a day of sorrow. That's a pretty clear warning. Suppressing a moment of anger may save a day of sorrow. So I'm thinking of our prayer to the gods, guard my mouth in speaking. Don't say or do something that you might regret later. Suppressing a moment of anger may save a day of sorrow. Okay, Mary Twepawet, and then Sarana, and you've got one for you and then for your oldest. So Mary Twepawet, we'll start with you. I hope the weather has cooled off in England a little bit, because I know you guys are having a pretty hot summer too. Mary Twepawet, your curiosity may mean success. Your curiosity may mean success. Keep your ears perked up for a possible opportunity. So now for Sarana. We'll get yours and then we'll get your oldest. Sarana, no one is free who is not the master of themselves. No one is free who is not the master of themselves. That's a pretty powerful one there. And now for your oldest. Wow, that one just like leaped out. Barely had to shake it. Okay. Oh, wow. Come on. Strength is built upon inner character. Character is built upon inner strength. So that's for your oldest. Strength is built upon inner character. Character is built upon inner strength. So there is a reciprocal relation between the two. I've got this right here. I'll try and keep them in order, so if we need to go back and find somebody's, we can do that. Yeah, but all right, now I'm going to scroll down. We'll find. Oh, so I'm hoping the jackals will find my perfect big dog, because life is far too quiet without one right now. And oh, SETI, there we go. We have days of rain and days of heat in the UK. We can't win. Oh goodness. Oh, Sarcastic says, "Oh, I think the rain is starting back up again." Well, nice seeing you, Rob. See you again in June. Yeah. Huh. Okay, SETI, can I have a fortune from Set, please? Okay. So from SETI, the red cap, and Set is kind of behind everybody, but he's on the altar. He's represented. So things are kind of feel and nod like Got it. All right, I know he's got one in here for you. There we go. For Seti the red cap. Example is better than perception. It's a little cryptic, but I think I think it will plug in and make sense. Example is better than perception. So um, let your actions speak for you, I think is where he's getting at. Okay, what I'm going to do is, because we kind of skipped ahead to that point, but we will read some things for our deities of the evening, and if you've got more requests, just put those up, and we've gotten some prayer requests, so we will certainly include those. I'm not sure what that was. Hail and praise, O Anupu, great God upon your mountain, master of secrets in Duat, ruler of the west, fair son of Osir, great physician who heals. Your seal is our protection. Crown prince of the Aeneid, keen-faced among the gods, you stand at Osir's side. You serve the blessed dead. They live because of you. And prayers for loved ones who have passed and loved ones of loved ones, because our care and our concern extends out to all of them. So. And to meet, hail unto you, O Neat the Great, the one who existed before existence, you who made all that is, who created all that exists, eldest of the primeval gods, fashioner of Ra, mother of Ra, who was at the beginning, unique one without equal, mistress of destiny, regent of fortune. Earth is under your command. One does not make plans without your knowledge. Queen of the gods in heaven, sovereign of the gods in the earth, mistress of the bow, regent of the arrow, who keeps the arrow demons under your authority, mistress of great fear, who created the twin crocodiles. Life and death are under your supervision. You fill sky and earth with your beauty, light the two lands with the rays of your eyes. You encompass your son as the light of the two lands. Father of fathers, who makes fertile the seed of gods and men, great cow who nourishes all things, mother of mothers, who is like no other. Praise unto you, O Sir, Lord of eternity, King of the gods, of many names, of holy forms, secret rites in temples. This noble Ka at the fore of Jeddu, great also in Sechem, Lord of praise in Enjeti, foremost of offerings in Unu, Lord of memory in Mahti, secret Ba, Lord of the cavern, holy in white walls, Ba of Ra of his very body, at rest in Hanes, excellent of praise in the Narit tree that grew to raise his Ba, Lord of the great shrine in Chemnu, great of terror in Shashotep, Lord of eternity, foremost of Abydos in his distant place of the sacred land. Name that endures in the mouths of people, primeval one of the two lands, nourisher at the fore of the Aeneid of the gods, potent Ak among the Aku. Noon has given him his waters. The north wind journeys to him. Dusk brings the south wind to his nose to please his heart. Lord of praise in the northern sky, the southern sky, praised one in the northern sky. The imperishable stars are under his rule, for his abode is among the imperishable stars. Okay, and because it's about to be Opet season. Praise to Amun Ra. I make for him adoration to his name. I give him praises to the height of heaven and over the breadth of the earth. I tell his might to travelers north and south. Beware ye of him. Declare him to son and daughter, to great and small. Herald him to generations not yet born. Herald him to fishes in the deep, to birds in the sky. Declare him to fool and wise. Beware ye of him. You are Amun, Lord of the silent, who comes at the voice of the poor. When I call to you in my distress, you come to rescue me, to give breath to him who is wretched, to rescue me from bondage. You are Amun Ra, Lord of Thebes, who rescues him in Duat. For you are he who is merciful. When one appeals to you, you are he who comes from afar. Okay. Okay, and sarcastic. So I'm working on memorizing that hymn to so you know where to get a transliteration of it. Actually, here's the thing. When I read it, most often here I'm reading it in English, but in celebrating, I have it actually with the transliteration. So basically the Egyptian language version. Hang on. Actually, get it to where you can see it. So at least for the first part of it, the great hymn to Osiris actually continues beyond that. But the what I was doing is basically because Budge has a transliteration of it, but as we all know, that's got some issues with it. So I have Darren has seen me with 3 books open at once. So there's Budge, but then there's like Gardner's Egyptian Grammar and something else, so I can kind of go back and forth. That's how I got this, and eventually I'll get the rest of it. But it's actually kind of a long hymn, and I was going to see if Mary Drow would be willing to sing that part for us, and we can make a video for the Koyak Mysteries. So if of course I know she's also in classes too, so if she's busy, that's okay. We can, we'll do what we can. But yeah, that so as far as a transliteration of it, there's what I have. Again, there's Budge has a version in I think it's in Legends of the Egyptian Gods, but again, you'll have to do some work to kind of correct it. But hopefully that gives you something to start on. And yeah, if anybody's got any other prayer requests, then let us know. Prayers for hope and healing for those that are looking for work. May they find
I wouldn't mind.
a good fit. Huh?
I wouldn't mind seeing what the gods have to say.
All right. So we'll have one more fortune for you, Manu.
Must be buried in their ways.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, it's funny. Sometimes they just like pop right out, and other times, you kind of have to work at it. Okay. If you wait too long for the perfect moment will pass you by.
Interesting. Now just got to figure out what they're talking about.
So if you wait too long for the perfect moment will pass you by. I know sometimes it kind of takes a minute, and then later on you're like, oh yeah, it must be that must be what it's talking about. I mean, remember this is for the week ahead, so there might be something that comes up, and it's like, oh, it suddenly clicks into place. But okay, and so divine QJ, I have a path working with the Egyptian gods. Well, if you've got any other questions, just let us know. We're happy to have you here. And I'm going to scoot this back because it's kind of dominating the camera. So there we go. So I'm going to go ahead and we'll say we'll make our offerings endure. And if anybody's got any other requests, of course, just put those up there. So we don't sign off until everybody's gotten what they need. So. Hail unto you, Atum. Hail unto you, Capri. You come into being upon the primeval hill. You shine forth upon the shrine of the phoenix in Unu. You breathe out Shu and Tefnut. May the giving of these offerings endure, as the name of Atum, foremost of the great Enid, endures. May they endure as the name of Shu, Lord of Upper Menset in Unu, endures. As the name of Tefnut, Mistress of Lower Menset in Unu, endures. As the name of Geb at the Earth's Ba endures. As the name of Nut in the Shrine of Shanit in Unu, endures. As the name of Osir, Kentiamentiu endures. As the name of Asat in Echeru endures. As the name of Sutech in Nubet endures. As the name of Horus in Pe endures. As the name of Wajit in Dep endures. As the name of Jehuti in Chemenu endures. As the name of Ra in the Akhet endures, likewise, for eternity. You have come in peace, O Ra. You have come in peace, O Anapu, O Nit, O Osir. You have come in peace, O Yunachiru. May you go forth in peace, O Ra. Anapu, Nit, Osir. May you go forth in peace, O Yunachiru, to every place your immortal cause wish to be. May you sail in joy in the Manjet bark, and rest content in the Sektet bark. And may you smile upon us, your humble servants. Okay. Well, thank you, Sebekekwe. Absolutely. It's may the offerings ever endure. Thank you guys so much for joining us. And for all of our friends that are tuning in later, we have we're looking forward now to the Opet feast, and praise to Amun Ra and Mut and Konsu, and we've already had some prayers, for addressing the Theban triad, and they will be out in force next weekend, and so we'll be having our big party for that. In the meantime, everyone have those that are here in the United States have a good Labor Day weekend, a safe one, and for all of our friends, for our friends across the pond, thank you for staying up late with us. We love you. Big hugs, and we will see you again next week. Yeah, yes, thank you. Yeah, make sure to like, and yes, blessed weekend, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video last week, or well, technically it was early this week that I posted it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. So much for joining us, everyone.
Take care, everyone.
Yeah.
It's nice hearing you.
Yeah.
Hearing from you.
Yeah, all those good things. See you next Friday for the Opet feast. All right. Much love, everyone.